distinguished brothers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. حسبنا الله نعم الوكيل، نعم المولى ونعم النصير. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، بارئ الخلائق أجمعين، باعث الأنبياء والمرسلين، حبيب إله العالمين، سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا وشفيع ذنوبنا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
صلى الله عليه وآله أجمعين. أما بعد، قال الله تبارك وتعالى في كتابه الكريم: وإذا سألك عبادي عني فإني قريب أجيب دعوة الداع إذا دعان، فليستجيبوا لي وليؤمنوا بي لعلهم يرشدون. قال الإمام حسن المجتبى عليه السلام: صاحب الناس مثل ما تحب أن يصاحبوك. In the name of Allah, the entirely merciful, the especially merciful. To begin with, let me appreciate your honorable presence in this humble gathering. I do appreciate my humble brother, my distinguished brother, Latif Aqil, the organizers, the contributors, the founder of this very prestigious religious institute or madrasa or whatever that is going to be inshallah built in the future. Your honorable presence mean a lot. I'm humbled by your overwhelming presence in this nice gathering. You know that Allah the Almighty sends us lots of religions, lots of messengers, lots of prophets. And there was the sole purpose for sending these chain of prophets, messengers, and divine books. And that was to guide the human beings in the straight path, so that the human beings be perfect and become perfect. What is the perfection of the human beings in? That is that the human beings come closer to Allah the Almighty, because Allah the Almighty is the source of perfection, the source of beauty, and the source of purity. He who wants to be pure, he who wants to be pious, he does not have any other alternative but to seek proximity and closeness to Allah the Almighty, being the source of perfection and piety. So religions have come to manage the relationship of human beings with four types of entities in a sense. The first is that the divine and the heavenly sent laws and regulations are to manage our relationship with ourselves. With ourselves. Yes, we have to have very friendly relationship with ourselves. We should not go to the extremes in anything, even in working. We have to be moderate. We have to make time, dedicate time for ourselves, for meditation, for thinking about ourselves, our future, our kids, our family members, our relatives, the things which belong to ourselves. Because all the things, all the phenomena created in this universe are for the sake of you, for the sake of human beings. So you are worth a lot, or you worth a lot, you have to, sorry for this interruption. You have to think about yourself, and you have to value yourself actually, because the whole creation is for you. But who are you for? Allah the Almighty says, you are for me. As it is said about Musa alayhi salam, وَاصْطَنَعْتُكَ لِنَفْسِي, I have made you for myself. Only Allah, only the human beings can represent Allah the Almighty. This soul, this spirit that is within human beings can represent Allah the Almighty. So we the human beings have a lot to do. So the first type of relationship that we have is with ourselves. So the divine law, religion, has come to set up a good relationship with ourselves, meaning we with ourselves. Second, we with Allah the Almighty. We have to have a good relationship, a friendly relationship with Allah the Almighty. This verse of the Quran that I have just recited to you, Allah the Almighty says, وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي, O Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him and his family members, if my servants came to you asking about me, then tell them, فَإِنِّي قَرِيب, I'm very close, I'm very near to you. أُجِيبُ دَعْوَةَ الدَّاعِ إِذَا دَعَانِ, when you supplicate, when you ask me, I'm there for you. I'm there. I'm available 24 hours, 7 days a week. I'm available. I can listen to you, to your invocations, your supplications, your prayers, and I'm responding them. Don't think that I'm not listening, I'm not responding. No, I'm there listening to you. Then, فَلْيُؤْمِنُوا بِي, believe in me. فَلْيُؤْمِنُوا بِي, You have to believe in me because I'm there as a source of piety, the source of purity, the source of perfection. In your evolution, your perfection lies in this solid relationship that you can establish with me. Don't go anywhere. لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْشُدُونَ. Inshallah, and for sure you will be guided. So this is the second type of the people, the ones whom we have to have good relationship with Him. The first becomes ourselves, then Allah the Almighty. The third one is that we have to have a good relationship with is others. I mean the people, الناس. So Imam Hassan Mujtaba alayhi salam here says that صاحب الناس مثل ما تحب أن يصاحبوك. You know that Imam Hassan Mujtaba alayhi salam, being the second infallible Imam of us, he explicitly says that treat others, treat the people the way you would like to be treated. You know, the human beings have tried a lot to develop new schools of thought, but they have reached after 20 centuries to this maxim and to this precept that yes, this is a golden rule. They name it as a golden rule. But our infallible Imams, our Holy Prophet, who were supported by direct relationship with Allah, they have told us some 14 centuries ago that yes, صاحب الناس مثل ما تحب أن يصاحبوك. Behave and treat the people the way you would like to be treated. How you would like to be treated when we approach our family members, for example, our kids. We want them to be polite. So the first condition is that we ourselves should be polite. Second, we want them to be educated. So this is also true, to be educated first. And then we want to be helpful to others. So we ourselves should be helpful to others as well. There is another important tradition from Imam Hassan alayhi salam that says ثلاث من مكارم الأخلاق. There are three moral virtues. Those of you who want to uplift yourselves spiritually, think about these three important lessons, about these moralities, about these moral values. Because if you could apply these moral teachings in your life, life will be very much easy, convenient, pleasant, and indeed very good for you. The first is تُعْتِي مَنْ حَرَمَكَ. Though it is a bit difficult, for sure, every precious thing is, to obtain precious things, it is difficult, it needs a struggle, it needs a strive, it needs a lot of attempts and efforts. But there is no other way but to uplift ourselves spiritually. So Imam Hassan Mujtaba alayhi salam says, تُعْطِي مَنْ حَرَمَكَ. Give to whom who has deprived you. For example, a friend of you, a colleague of you, has deprived you something. You ask him, but he didn't give. Now, if you retaliate, if you do not give, there's no difference between you and him. But what is the morality? What is the value? What is the ethic that can attract the hearts and minds of the people? That is that you do not deprive him. Ta'ti. Grant him. Give him. Be generous to him. Yes, most of you have some relatives around the world. Sometimes you may call them, but they might not respond to you. So do not do this. Okay, if he does not respond me, then I have to retaliate. I should not respond to him or to her either. So it is not that much a valuable and priceless action and task that you can do. No, you have to just do it vice versa. Because in another tradition, Imam Imam alayhi salam says, Al-insan abidul ihsan. You can attract the people by your goodness, by your good character. So, tu'ti man haramak, give and grant to whom who has deprived you of something. Though, as I said, it might be difficult, but through exercise, in repeating these good actions, for sure it will be easy, because the first steps are always the hardest. But as in the previous session I said, we should not be defeated by the satanic repetitive temptations. Satan has always its temptations, but we should never be deceived. We should never be, of course, dominated by the satanic temptations. The second is تصل or تصل من قطعك. Yes, those who cut their relationship with you, those who do not have good relationship with you, if you try your best to connect or to get connected with him, it shows that you have, of course, you have been taught the great teachings of Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba alayhi salam. So Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba was very much well known for his good character, for his humility, for his humbleness. So we being the Shiites, inshallah, though it is a very, very great title that we ascribe ourselves to Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba, there is a good story that a person came to Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba alayhi salam, says that, yes, I am your Shia. But Imam alayhi salam said, be careful. Because if your actions do not translate your words and your beliefs and your claims, then just you're lying. Be careful not to lie. Yes, you can tell me that I am your muwalik, muhibbik. I'm the lover of you. I'm like a fan of you. Fan, F-A-N. I'm like the one who adheres to your school of thought, your teachings, this and that. But unless we do not practically apply all those heavenly teachings, it is a bit hard to claim or to make such a claim that we are the Shias. But inshallah, we try our best to be in this path, and we are commemorating such events so to make ourselves fully committed to those heavenly teachings of Imam alayhi salam. So the first was tu'ti man haramak, the second was tasil man qata'ak, and the third is wata'afu amman zalamak. Forgive. Yes, forgive. Forgetfulness is another moral code, another moral precept, another principle and ethics and morality that can make the life easier and convenient, not only for you, but for the whole world, for the whole universe, meaning it includes everyone, your neighbors, your colleagues, your friends, your relatives, everyone. Forgetfulness is a very, very important ethical value that we can beautify ourselves with. Sometimes when you're going home, for sure there might be somewhat missing condition. You can take revenge. You can, for example, make such a thing that does not deserve you. You can misbehave your wife, your husband, your brothers, your sisters, maybe your daughters, your parents, God forbid. But if you ignore, if you overlook the errors, the mistakes, and the blunders, indeed they will be happy, they will be delighted. Your coming will not be tantamount to a mobile hell, because the person who is of bad temper, the person who uses foul language, the person who talks ill words, of course he is similar to a mobile hell, and no one likes him. So Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba says, وَالتَّعْفُ عَمَّنْ ظَلَمَكَ, the one who oppresses you, if you forgive him, It is of makarim akhlaq. It is of the moral virtues. It is of the ethical decencies. May Allah the Almighty bless us these moral teachings, and we inshallah apply them in our daily life. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Since we are here commemorating Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba alayhi salam and also Ruqayya salamullah alayha, I want to give you another important, very meaningful tradition again from Imam Hassan Mujtaba alayhi salam. You know, we cannot be in touch with Imam Hassan Mujtaba physically, but we can do it spiritually. We can get lots of good things, teachings, contents from Imam Hassan Mujtaba alayhi salam's traditions. So the best way is to learn these traditions and then inshallah apply them in our daily lives. Imam Hassan Mujtaba alayhi salam says about coming in the mosques and making good salat, and also even coming in the mosque, lots of benefits. He says, من أدام الاختلاف إلى المسجد أصاب إحدى ثمان. Who comes repeatedly in the mosque, one of these 8 benefits will be there for him. One of these 8 benefits, it is very much closely related to our young brothers, that yes, please repeat coming in such mosques and such religious centers, because it will be profitable, it will be advantageous, it will be indeed life-changing for you. So the first benefit is ayatan muhkama. He who comes in masjid, he will be fully acquainted with solid religious arguments and reasonings, meaning he will be acquainted with the philosophies of his religious teachings. Why we believe so, for example, why we believe that there is only one Lord, or why should we worship Allah the Almighty only and solely, why we have to obey the commandments of our Holy Prophet and then the Imams. See, all of them need to be explained. And mosque is one of the places where you will be having access to such solid and well-established reasonings. You cannot find it elsewhere. You cannot find it in the market, in the shops, in the streets, elsewhere. But mosque is the place where you can be fully acquainted with such ayatan muhkama, solid and well-established reasons of religion. So, and I do urge and request my brothers right now that whenever they are coming in such mosque, please take the hands of your children and the kids, because they should get accustomed to coming and also getting acquainted with religious teachings. Because if now you do not bring them, so it will be too hard, because it will be too late after they already grown up. The second is وَأَخَا مُسْتَفَادًا. Indeed, in the mass, religious people are coming, so you will be having access to friendly brothers, those who are helpful to one another. Then you will be having access to such brothers here as well. So this is a place where we can trust. You can build a trust, you can build and of course boost brotherly relationship. So it is what Allah the Almighty has also emphasized on, that whenever you are here, of course, you will be approaching good and friendly brothers, that you will be benefited afterwards. So there's no problem that, yes, when you go out of the mosques, for sure you can talk about different issues. But as a jurisprudential issues, yeah, in the mosques, when we are here, we should not talk about the worldly issues, because mosque is the place where we should not talk about that. The third is وَعِلْمًا مُسْتَطْرَفًا. Yeah, you will be gaining insightful thoughts and knowledge in the mosques. So I'm not going to talk about myself, but other scholars, when they are coming, of course, they will be providing you with insightful thoughts, with very good, rich in content materials about religion, about being good, about morality, about ethics. So it is one of the benefits of coming in masjid and having good relationship. The fourth is وَرَحْمَةً مُنْتَظِرَةً. The grace and blessing that is awaiting to reach you. You know that when you talk to Allah the Almighty, when you respect the divine signs, when you listen to Allah the Almighty, for sure from the world of the unseen, He will shower His grace and His mercy upon you. You know that one of the things we believe in, that is the world of the unseen. Alif Lam Mim, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Who are muttaqin? Who are the pious ones? الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ. Those who believe in the world of the unseen. We believe this, that yes, not only this world that we see exists, but beyond this there is the world of the unseen. And Allah the Almighty can help you from the world of the unseen. And do not get hopeless. You know, sometimes because of some mathematical reasonings and calculations, we might get hopeless. Allah says, no, I can help you from the way, by the means that you have never ever expected, you have never ever imagined. Allah does, and Allah can do it. Inna Allah ala kulli shayin qadir. So it was the fourth benefit, that a person who comes in the mosque, he will be benefited of this rahmatan muntadira. The next is وَكَلِمَةً تَدُلُّ عَلَى الْهُدَى. Again, guiding speeches, words, stories, historical facts, they will be provided for you. Of course, mosque is one of the most sacred places where you can have access to all these good things, but elsewhere for sure you will not be able to access to. And the sixth is أَوْ تَرُدُّهُ عَنْ رَدْيٍ. You know that sometimes the scholars are coming and refuting some immoralities. They say that yes, such immoralities, such anti-human, for example, values should not be supported, this and that. So in the mosque, you will also be getting acquaintance with these reasonings, with these counter-arguments too. The seventh is وَتَرْكُ الذُّنُوبِ حُبًّا, and the eighth is وَتَرْكُ الذُّنُوبِ خَشْيَةً. So the teenagers, the youngsters, the people, when they are coming in the mosque, indeed and verily, on the moments they are here, they are not committing sin. You know that sometimes either we do not commit sin because of hub, because of the love of us to Allah, we love Allah, we obey Allah, we listen to Allah, that yes, if Allah says to us that you should not do this, out of love we do not do that. But sometimes we might not do or commit sin because of the fear of Allah. Yeah, khashyatan. So the Imams mostly, again, Imam Hassan Mujtaba alayhi salam, when he was reminded of the death, he was crying. When he was reminded of the resurrection, he was weeping. He was, yes, crying loudly. When he was reminded of the being or making himself accountable in front of Allah, that he is asking us. Again, he was weeping a lot. So this was the ethical conduct and way of life of Imam Hassan Mujtaba alayhi salam. Showing what? Showing that yes, we have to be very much mindful of our beliefs, our deeds, our actions, and of course our attitudes, our habits. Because if, God forbid, bad habits dominate our life, then for sure there will be very harsh consequences. And fortunate and lucky are those that they have good habits. They go to bed early and they wake up early too. As it is said, وَمِنَ اللَّيْلِ فَتَهَجَّدْ بِهِ نَافِلَةً لَكَ عَسَىٰ أَن يَبْعَثَكَ رَبُّكَ مَقَامًا مَحْمُودًا. O man, do not sleep the whole night. Dedicate part of this night for a friendly chat with Allah the Almighty. As it was said, He is very close to us. He is listening to us. He will never get exhausted listening to His servants' words, whispering this and that. So it is the lesson that we can take from Imam Hassan Mujtaba alayhi salam's way of life, from Imam Hassan Mujtaba alayhi salam's very nice traditions. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
So, to wrap up what I have said in today's gathering, I talked about this, that we have to treat others the way we would like to be treated. It is from those golden rules that nowadays the people are talking about too much, but we have been told by Imam alayhi salam, Imam Hassan Mujtaba alayhi salam, some 14 centuries ago. And also we talked about the benefits of coming in the mosque, being benefited of some 8 benefits. The last thing that we can talk, I will be talking to you, and it is from Imam Hassan Mujtaba alayhi salam's tradition, is that about the virtue of aql or intellect. Imam Hassan Mujtaba alayhi salam says, بالعقل تدرك الداران جميعا. بالعقل تدرك الداران جميعا. ومن حرم من العقل حرمهما جميعا. Meaning that you have to apply your reason. You know that Islam and the Holy Quran also emphasizes too much on application of reason. Meaning, أفلا تعقلون أفلا يعقلون أفلا تدبرون تفقه تفكر تعقل. These all verbs and concepts refer to one thing, that be careful, be mindful, be attentive, think about the consequences of your actions. Think about the implications of your words, your actions, your conduct, your lifestyle, everything. See? And too many verses are there, too many verses of the Quran are there that appreciate applying reason. That yes, you have to apply your reason. Because Allah the Almighty has given us this precious and priceless gift. Aql is the best gift of Allah ever given to the human beings. La deena liman la aqla lah. This is another important addition. La deena liman la aqla lah. Meaning you have to think about, give a second thought about your actions, your behaviors, and your attitude. So this tradition says, بِالْعَقْلِ تُدْرَكُ الدَّارَانِ جَمِيعًا. By applying reason, you can You can win this world, this a good life in this world and also a better life in the hereafter. What? By applying reason, by being an intellectual man or woman, you can win a happy life in this world and a happier in the next. What about if a person is deprived of aql? It is said, وَمَنْ حُرِمَ مِنَ الْعَقْلِ, he who is deprived of aql, he is deprived of both of these two happiness. Meaning he will not be having a happy life in this world nor in the hereafter. And what is aql? What is aql? Aql is mere calculation? Yes, just accumulating interest for ourselves? No. The tradition says, Al-aqlu ma ubida bihi ar-Rahman wa iktusiba bihi al-Janan. Aql is that aql. This intellect is that intellect that should what? Ubida bihi ar-Rahman. You can obey and you can worship Allah through this aql. And then finally attain Jannah by this aql. Achieve a high and lofty position in Jannah. This is aql. This is not aql that you just live this life and then finally be let in the hell, God forbid. This is not aql. Aql does not do something foolish or stupid. Aql does always things that will be ended to a very, very good, happy aftermath. May Allah the Almighty enhance our aql once again. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
So this gathering was, the poster that we have received was about Imam Hassan Mujtaba alayhi salam and also Hadrati Ruqayya salamullah alayha. We did talk about Imam Hassan Mujtaba alayhi salam, and on the 5th of Safar it was the martyrdom anniversary of Ruqayya bintul Hussein salamullah alayha. You know that Imam Rida alayhi salam said to Ibn al-Shabib that, Ya Ibn al-Shabib, whenever you want to cry for something, just cry for Imam Hussein alayhi salam, because you cannot imagine the horrific scenes of those times. You cannot imagine how hard times Imam alayhi salam went through. So because of this, you should always be reminded of Imam Hussein alayhi salam's this loneliness, this that Imam Hussein was left alone and there was no one to help Imam Hussein alayhi salam. In very hard time the family of Imam Hussein alayhi salam experienced. So since Imam Hussein alayhi salam is the third infallible Imam of the Shiites, and we are in debt of his speed, his sacrifice that he had in the history. Indeed, we are in debt of his martyrdom. And if had it not been his martyrdom, we would not have been guided in this straight path. So we always remain thankful and grateful of such sacrifices though. So I would like to give a brief salam to Imam Hussein alayhi salam, and then we'll recite the Rawza of Hadrati Ruqayya salamullah alayha. Sallallahu alayka ya Aba Abdillah وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار ولا جعله الله آخر العهد منا لزيارتكم السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين رقية سلام الله عليها إذ بدأت رافمة حسين a 3-year-old infant. She was taken as captive by the enemies of Islam. Zainab Salamullah alayha was searching where are the kids, where are the small sons. Ruqayya Salamullah alayha was exhausted, he was extremely tired. Once upon a time he said, where is my father? Where is my father? Zainab Salamullah alayha brought many excuses, but she could not convince her. If you have a 3-year-old son or daughter, you can imagine how sweet they talk, how sweet they ask for that. So finally, to stop her crying, her weeping, the enemy brought about. When Ruqayya Salamullah alayha saw that bowl, she said, I'm not hungry, I didn't ask for food. She didn't imagine what is going on. When they brought the bowl, it was covered. When Ruqayya Salamullah alayha uncovered the bowl, she saw the thing she had never imagined. When she saw the severed head of Imam Hussein, first she said, whose head is dead? They said to her, your father's head. She carefully took the head out of the bowl and stuck it to her chest and said to the head with her burning cry, Father, oh Father, Ya Aba من ذا الذي قذبك بدمائك. O Father, who stained you with blood. من ذا الذي قطع وريدك. Who cut the veins in your neck. يا أبتاه من ذا الذي أيتمني على صغر سني. O Father, who orphaned me when I'm young. Now if I am an orphan, to whom should I seek refuge? Then she cried, saying her whispers finally, وبكت بكاء شديدا حتى غشي عليها. Then he cried as much as she fainted. فلما حركوها فإذا بها قد فارقت روحها الدنيا. Then they moved her, they realized that she had passed away. ألا لعنة الله على القوم الظالمين. وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون. اللهم إنا نسألك وندعوك باسمك العظيم الأعظم العز الأجل الأكرم. يا الله 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 يا الله. اللهم اجعل عواقب أمورنا خيرا. رب زدنا علما وعملا ويقينا والحقنا بالصالحين. اللهم ارزقنا توفيق الطاعة وبعد المعصية وصدق النية وعرفان الحرمة وأكرمنا بالهدى والاستقامة. إلى أرواح المؤمنين والمؤمنات لا سيما إلى روح رقية بنت الحسين وإلى روح من حسن المجتبى عليه السلام. رحم الله من يقرأ الفاتحة مع الإخلاص ومع الصلوات.